All right, Bull and G, you guys weren't here yesterday. We obviously dove into the Michael Hall situation.
Yeah.
And
I skipped on purpose.
look, you knew that was happening. Yeah, that would have been a good day to skip. Michael Hall, though, is back at practice today, one day after being booked into the Avon Police Department jail, whatever. He was released on bond. He's now at practice. Quick thoughts before we get into the bigger picture.
I think the Browns are making a big mistake having him in practice today. I think he's got to lay out until we know more. And if they got it wrong here or something, then okay, you get him back on the field. But it doesn't look good right now. To have him right back on the field after he got arrested yesterday seems like a bad move.
Man, I put it on Twitter. I said, man, look, I'm just gonna say this right now. If it's true, what that police report said, he had the gun and he put it. I can't play with that. That's a bye-bye situation. You can't.
So you're cutting him
If that is true,
yeah,
you gotta go. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Like you can't put. And I want to say this too. Now maybe the Browns know something. Maybe they've heard some side of his story. To be honest with you, he has an opportunity to tell his side of the story of what happened, and they have an opportunity to investigate. But the optics look like he just did, especially when you don't make no statements and you don't say nothing, those allegations tend to stick because they're like, well, we haven't heard any other side. Mm-hmm. And it just looks like he did this and went right back to practice like nothing happened. So as always, as I've been clear and concise on every, whether it's assault charges, whether it was Deshaun Watson or whether it was, what's the pitcher's name? I can't think of his name.
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah. I've always been consistent in saying I withhold my final judgment until I hear the entirety of it or till he goes to court until we figure out what happens. But just on the optic alone, it don't look very good. And if the allegations come out to be true and he did do that, I can't do it. Got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think they may cut him if it happens. I don't necessarily feel like they have to cut him. I'd wait for it to. I'd put him, on the exempt list or eventually whatever. Just kind of have him off to the side and let it play out. But I certainly would not bring him back to practice the next day. I think the Browns look really bad in this.
I mean, for me, this whole thing is uncomfortable to talk about. And so as we talk about this, I'm going to do my best to choose every word I say very carefully. As far as this in particular, he was arrested. He was charged with a misdemeanor 1, domestic violence in the state of Ohio. I tell everybody in this state, man, if you're from Ohio, read the Ohio Revised Code. Like, it's important to know your state laws. Like, M1 is punishable up to 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. If he's never been in trouble with the law, he'll probably get probation, have to do anger management, etc. He was charged, he made bail, he went to work. He doesn't have anything else to do. It's a protection order. You can't be around your kids, can't be around that woman. What is he supposed to do? Sit idle and think about everything that's happened? Go to work, being in an environment that's structured, and be around some people that can help you.
Well, you're saying
like
what he should do. I'm talking about what the Browns should do.
The Browns, I mean, he's not been convicted of a crime. I get the optics, but damn the optics. Come to work, get him in the building. I don't know if he's practicing or not. They might know more than us, but if I'm the Browns and if I'm the head coach or if I'm in this organization, the last thing you want to do is turn your back on somebody that you welcome into your family.
Yeah.
Because as bad as this is, he's still, right now, he's still a part of the Browns family.
Yeah.
And they got to handle that right.
I wouldn't want to be associated with him at the moment. And if I were the Browns, I would have him stay away.
The way I would handle it would be, look, I'd have to do my own due diligence and homework on it. I'd have to have a week where I look into the claims. I got to have an investigation. I got to look at it from both sides. But
would you have him not be there until that part is done?
He could come to the stadium. I wouldn't have him practicing though.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to figure out this first, right? Yeah. And then if they're comfortable with it at that point in time, after they've done their due diligence and homework, I mean, this happened on Monday? Mm-hmm. After they figure out what's going on, if they're comfortable moving forward and they can get what's going on in the court system and they're like, the court stuff has to play out, but this is what he said, then at that point in time, you could go and you can come out and say, listen, we checked into it. The legal system is going to play out, and we'll go from there. And we'll figure out what's going to happen. But we've done our investigation, and we found we're comfortable bringing him back, or whatever case may be. But here's the thing: when you bring him back, and he's at practice the next day, you open yourself up to the criticism. So, hey, at the end of the day, maybe the Haslam's is comfortable with that criticism. Maybe that's just what it is, right? Maybe they've already heard from him. They think there's going to be something that's more than meets the eye, or they know something that is going to say, well, this is going to get thrown out, or this didn't really happen the way it did, and then they're comfortable moving quickly. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you are going to get some people that are a little upset, given the severity of what was alleged happened.
And given the track record of the Browns having some questionable character players on the team, Anthony Lima tweeted about an hour ago, said, source with Avon PD says they've already been contacted by the NFL to obtain body cam video of alleged Hall incident investigation. So it sounds to me, the way Anthony put that out there, like part of what happened might be on the body cam footage. Mm-hmm. If the NFL can request it, certainly the Browns individually can request it. I'm sure there's somebody with the Browns that has seen this body cam footage. I would have to believe. I mean, every team has guys that used to be in the FBI, have some police experience, whatever. I'm sure there's people with the Browns that have connections with the police departments in town. And if there's stuff on this body cam that proves any of this being true, then it's... we don't know that, but I'm just saying.
That's speculation. Yes. I can't say that they've seen it. That's a step too far for me. I'm going to be really calm on how I approach this.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. The NFL has shown a penchant to step in at different places.
Yeah.
And they've seemed like their investigation is under the way.
Right.
So, it might not even be in the Browns' hands at this point. Like the NFL may come over and say, "Hey, this is what's going to be happening," right?
Yeah.
But when the police report comes back, and I always say, if that is what it is, that's rough. I can't condone, especially when it comes to weapons.
Yeah.
Guns in front of kids and women and pointing guns. Nah, you can't that.
Yeah, that's true. They're probably going to cut. They're probably going to cut them. I mean, in the end, the NFL guys get second, third chances pretty much no matter what they do, and it sucks, but it is what it is. I don't know how you keep a guy around if he's threatening his girlfriend, or is it his girlfriend?
It's his fiance.
Fiance. Threatening her, especially doing it in front of the kids, there's almost nothing lower than that. So, I don't know. We'll wait for the rest to play itself out.
That leads us to a little bigger question here, Bull, I wanted to bring up today, and we're going to